Welcome to On a String Podcast with Logan and Sean. We're here to talk a lot about the NBA. It's been a pretty busy week. I mean, we're just full-fledged NBA playoff second round. I mean, there's already a series that's completely over with the Knicks sweeping the 76ers, but I think the big talk has been the draft lottery that happened yesterday. As time we're recording this, probably by the time you're hearing this, has been a couple days since then, but we're going to be talking about the draft lottery a bit later. We've talked about the draft quite a lot. If you're looking for a good mock draft, we did one a couple weeks ago before we had everything finalized. So we did a bit of a simulation of the draft lottery, and it was quite different than what actually ended up happening. Sorry, Pacer fans. In ours, you had the number one pick, and this one, yeah, nothing. But
Nothing. Zero. You had a
but
19 win season and no draft pick.
yeah, enjoy Zubac. But if you're looking for a mock draft, we did that one, and it's about an hour and a half long. We broke down the whole first round, so definitely check that out. But we're gonna be talking to start NBA playoffs. We are currently watching the Thunder Lakers game. The Thunder are up by seven, still in the first half, trying to sweep the Lakers. Maybe LeBron's final game ever, right? Um, I
Here's
doubt.
to hoping.
Don't hold your breath.
Nah, he's got to get his other son in the league first.
Yeah.
Then he can dip.
You think
Mission completed.
you
You
think
get
Bryce will
you get
make it?
both your kids in the league. Yeah, he'll make it. I mean, LeBron James' son. Pretty sure Michael Jordan's son's made. They make. I don't know if they ever played in the NBA. I take that back. I was gonna say because they're pretty trash.
Did
But
Marcus
I don't know
make
if they
the D League back when it was the D League?
maybe. I don't even remember. Dude,
Wasn't that
they
a
were both.
crazy name too, by the way?
Yeah, yeah. Not a great name.
That was like the worst name. You in the
They
NBA?
didn't.
Nah, I'm trying to make. I'm in the D League right now.
Yeah, I'm getting. I'm not gonna say that. Pause, dude.
But yeah, the Thunder are up 3-0. They've yet to lose in the playoffs so far, and it's led to some conversation about them being compared to like the Jordan era Bulls, the Shaq era Lakers, the Warriors, what, almost 10 years ago now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's been a minute since the Warriors were good.
Yeah,
Actually, that good. I
but
don't know if I could ever get to that level for OKC just because, kind of like what we talked about right before we hopped on, they are the hardest team to watch. Like, as soon as I started watching the game, I saw Caruso cry 5 times.
mm,
Like, I just, they're a hard team to watch. And before we got on, like I said to you, I feel like if Luca was doing some of this stuff, or even LeBron was doing it more, like LeBron has been complaining this series, but I've also seen a 41-year-old take it to the hole and get absolutely mauled by Lou Dort, and nobody even like blow a whistle, bat an eye, help him up, give him two claps, nothing. Nobody came up to him and flipped him off. They just left that poor man laying there dead after Lou Dort just assaulted him. And it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And it makes me say nice things about LeBron. Like I think he is the superstar that gets the worst whistle. Like that's not happening to Jordan. But that's why Jordan's the GOAT.
yeah, something he doesn't control is what makes him the GOAT. That's a good argument you got there.
He
That's
does control it.
That's the thing about this Thunder team is I feel like there's a chance. I doubt this is what will end up happening, but there's a chance this Thunder team could end up being the best thing for the NBA from like a optics perspective, because I believe they could be the uniting force among fans, where everybody just comes together and says, you know what, they suck. I hate them. We all hate them. They kind of represent everything we hate about the league in its current form. The way they play basketball, the amount of shots that we see in a game when they wear that Thunder uniform, where the shot has no intent to actually go in. There is no intent for a basketball possession to even be a productive basketball play. It's to manipulate the ref. Every single thing they do is to manipulate the ref, and it always works. It's extremely mind-numbing, and it's one of those things where at what point as a ref do you just have some pride? At one point, do you stop caring about like this is what I was trained to do, this is what I was trained to look at, that OKC obviously trains their guys on to counteract how the refs are trained. At what point as a referee do you just look at it as like, hey, I gotta have more pride in what I do to just say I'm done with this. I'm done with this crap. I'm done with what they do, the kicking out their legs, the I'm gonna land on somebody's foot on a jump shot and risk my own ankle health just to get a foul call. At what point do we just say enough is enough? And I think they could potentially be that driving force for the fans because we already see it with the teams. I mean, the Lakers, top to bottom, are coming out talking about it. The Suns talked about it last series. How many series do we need to go through where every team they play complains about them? Nobody's complaining about the Suns doing this crap. Nobody's complaining about the Spurs doing this crap. It's all the Thunder all the time. And what's crazy about it, sorry, just keep on rambling. You know how I feel about this team. What's crazy about it is everybody in the league tries to gaslight us, the fans, and the players who play against them as if none of this is going on. We're supposed to look at it as like, oh, this is greatness personified, and this is the modern version of the 90s Bulls. When we watch it, we watch a team that is great. They're obviously great. They don't need all this. They could be the most dominant team in the league by far. But it's like that whole thing where the most talented athlete is also the most likely to use steroids or use some performance enhancing drug because of just that competitive drive of just wanting to dominate even further. They do that with manipulating referees. That's all I got.
At what point though does it become they're not actually that talented? They just manipulate the refs so much. Like I'm not obviously the team is very talented. I just think they manipulate the refs so much it takes away from the entire basketball game. Because like you can't play real basketball against OKC because there's so many stoppages for free throws and so many complaints and so many like just random little bits and pieces that it takes teams out of their flow. And the whole comparison to the '90s Bulls or even the Warriors or any of those teams is just a complete disservice to basketball. Like those guys actually played the game the right way. Like even if the Warriors did play a little bit more finesse and a little bit faster than the '90s Bulls, like they still played basketball the right way. And I have been kind of on the fence about Shea and being like, well, I mean, it's kind of like Patrick Mahomes. You know, when Patrick Mahomes gets close to the sideline and he slows down to make sure he gets hit by the guy so he gets a penalty flag. But that's one, maybe twice a game, maybe. Or it's every time down the floor. And then the worst part is it's their bench players too. Like there's no break. At least if like when the starters come out, the bench guys come in and they're like tougher, but they're not. It's the same. It's the same thing. The analytics guys for OKC must be strictly watching ref calls, and like that's what they focus on in practice because that's what every one of their players does. They get downhill and then they kind of throw their arms in the air and flail a little bit and then fall and grab their leg. It's terrible basketball.
I forget who I was listening to. I really wish I could remember. They were talking about the referees in OKC, and they said that Oklahoma City has turned the art of refereeing into a science where it's not about, making the right call or dictating the game or making sure that the game has some sort of stylistic play and maintains integrity. It's now just about like, how do I handle a team that watches me as much as they watch each other?
Yeah.
And to your point on what separates OKC from those teams is that they're just such a pain to watch. I agree completely. I hated that Warriors team when they added Kevin Durant. Like I hated them with a passion. I thought because KD went there, the league's going to be pointless to watch for the next 3 years minimum. Like we know what the outcome's going to be, barring something crazy, which we eventually saw in
Shout out,
2019. But
shout out Draymond Green for getting rid of KD.
thank God for Draymond Green. But America's newest roaster, Draymond Green, shout out. But I hated that team. But man, watching that team was still fun as hell.
Yeah, it was enjoyable to watch. Even the '90s Bulls, they were fun to watch. Like those games were fun. And like you said, the Warriors games, they weren't blowouts. I mean, some of them were, but some of the games were close. But they were still running sets. They were still playing the game like the right way. Like no one was just flailing for no reason.
Yeah.
And that's like the thing with OKC doesn't have to either. They're good enough. They've stockpiled draft picks. They're so young. They're talented. Like You don't have to act like this. Caruso didn't really act like this when he first got into the league. This is just, I mean, he did a little bit, but not as bad as it is now. Like he airballed a three and he's complaining. And it's like, bro, you just airballed it. That's on you.
Yeah. He wasn't like this with LeBron, and now he's switching up on LeBron. Now he's like talking trash to LeBron and trying to diminish anything that they have, which I'll just me personally put basketball to the side. I'll never trust a dude like that. I don't care what we're talking about. If you're playing into a bit and it's like I'm just trying to get in your head as a competitor, which he could be doing, but when you pair it along with how he acts in the basketball game, I just want nothing to do with him as a man. Like I cannot stand watching him. I don't like seeing his face. I don't want him on my TV. I hate Lou Dort for obvious non-basketball reasons on a basketball court, but I just can't stand seeing Alex Caruso's face anymore. I don't want to hear anything from him. I don't want to hear an interview. I don't want to hear anything from him. I trust him this amount in my life. I don't want to have anything to do with him.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with him either. I'm with you on that. That was a great way to put it too. Like I just to come at LeBron after LeBron like pretty much helped you and on your teammates, I'm assuming friends at some level, to just come out and just start shit talking him is just weird, dude. Just weird.
Yeah. Like, not you. What was that LeBron saying? Like, not you. I'm not. Well, he told Shingun, like, anybody but you. I'm not going to listen to you telling me. Like, I got you a ring, and then you're over there talking about, like, is it a real ring? Or, like, all right, bro, wrap it up. Wrap up this team. I think there is a chance this team is going to be in that conversation. If they win three in a row or something, history is not going to remember all this. History's when people look back in 20 years at the record books, people aren't going to talk about. I mean, we're already getting to the point where people don't even really bring up the Shaq and Kobe feud anymore when they talk about their little dynasty. Like, there's multiple things that just gets lost due to history. Like, people talk about the Spurs dynasty, but don't talk about how they never went back to back, or it was all their championships were broken up, and there's multiple times history just kind of forgets that kind of stuff.
Yeah, history always. I mean, history's written by the winner for the most part, anyway. So if OKC wins, no one's going to focus on the negative parts about how they play or how they do anything on or off the court because we have a very selective memory when people win. It's pretty much all you got to do in this country. If you win a little bit, I don't care what you do.
Yeah. Who cares about the bloody path you left to get
Yeah, nobody cares about that shit.
there?
It's a wrap, dude.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards, if the Timberwolves beat the Spurs and then the Timberwolves by some God's miracle beat the Thunder, Ant could become the most beloved basketball player since like Kobe.
Yeah, I'm not even going to argue that. I don't even have anything to add to it. Just, yeah, for sure. And not even gonna lie, I'd probably buy a jersey if he beats OKC. I would be all in on Ant. I was already kind of already there anyway with Ant, but
How much do you wish the Spurs Timberwolves series was just the Western Conference Finals? Like, let's
I wish it
just,
was honestly, I kind of wish it was the NBA championship
yeah.
because like there's nobody in the East that I really care about. No offense to the Knicks. I don't need a Knicks fan coming at me.
They will, man.
Yeah, they will.
And
You're a
whatever team you're
Sixers.
talking about, you're going to be labeled a fan of theirs,
Yeah, you're a Sixers fan now.
apparently.
Oh,
Just because I
nice.
like VJ Edgecombe. That
It
means
makes
I'm the
just
biggest Joel Embiid fan there is, apparently.
yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, how could you not be? I mean, I am kind of interested to see the Knicks. If the Knicks make the finals, like I'm gonna watch it. I don't think they beat anybody out of the West, though. Honestly.
I want the Knicks to make the finals because I want to see the street interviews of people in New York,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are gonna be great. Those are gonna be all time. They're probably gonna be better than some of the games sometimes.
especially if it is Thunder Knicks. I want to see the street interviews of people talking about Shea so bad. That might make up
Yeah.
for me having to see the Thunder win.
It almost makes you want to just go sit outside like Rucker Park or just be in Brooklyn or just being anywhere in New York City for that moment, just
Yeah.
so you can hear people walking by being like, "Man, fuck OKC."
Yeah. Just that next day, you're gonna hear some choice words you've never heard in your life, just invented on the spot.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna make my hate for OKC look mild and tame.
I don't know. You have hated on the entire community of Oklahoma City, dude.
Yeah,
You asked me if they had cars the last pod.
if they knew how to use technology.
Yeah.
When I listened back to the pod to edit it after last week, I was like, dang, I forgot I said that. I don't-
Forgot I just completely shit on Oklahoma City, dude.
Whenever I talk about the Thunder, I just see red. I don't know. It's crazy. I've always hated the Celtics my whole basketball fandom life, but I don't know if I've gotten to this point with them before. Like my hatred for this current Thunder team, it's rivaling. It's rivaling some of my hate for Celtics past teams.
Which is crazy because I see you as like a diehard Paul Pierce fan. I could just picture you just loving Paul Pierce growing up.
He's the reason I hate Boston.
Really? Paul Pierce is the reason you hate Boston?
Yes,
That's crazy.
he was so
He's the
hated.
greatest player to ever play the game.
I mean, is he in the room with you or something?
Just all of a sudden, this is help.
But the things he used to say and the things he used to do just drove me crazy. And me being a Heat fan doesn't help. Celtics fans hate Heat fans and vice versa. It just kind of is what it is. For like the 2010s, that was the biggest rivalry in the East. It was just kind of naturally we were just going to hate each other. But Paul Pierce exited on so much. Even when he retired, he's like, yeah, I'm better than Dwayne Wade. It's like, what are we doing, bro? Wrap it up.
Can I ask you about that real quick? Because I mean, is it really like a rivalry between y'all? Because like y'all have won what, three championships, four?
Three.
Boston's won what,
How many
18?
how many have they won since we've been a team?
More than y'all probably.
They've won two to our three since we've been around.
Ooh, you
Yeah.
got a whole three.
Yeah. How many does New Orleans have?
We have Derek Queen. Okay,
Yeah, go Dairy Queen. Hey, how happy are you that the Hawks didn't get like a top 4 or 5 pick because of
I told you I'm not talking anything Atlanta anymore.
that? Okay, I'll say this. You as a New Orleans guy, how happy are you that that isn't going to go down as like the dumbest trade ever now? Like people are going to kind of forget that happened because it just ended up at what, number 8?
Hey, I'm still gonna remember it, dude, because New Orleans still could have gotten like a really, really good piece at 8,
Yeah.
and we could be really looking good for the future with Fears, Queen, Zion. We could be looking real nice, dude. Especially at 8. Think about all those players that would be available at 8.
If you didn't have Queen and y'all didn't make this trade and you have this
Hans
pick,
Steinbeck. Heinz Steinbeck.
you'd rather have Hans than
No, dude. Hell no.
because I
Get.
don't think you take a guard because you have fears. I don't think you take like Phylon or Michael Brown.
I don't know, dude. I
I
would
know
take five.
you would, but I don't think they would.
I would take Phylon at 8, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Him and Fierce together would probably work though. You could put one of the one and one the other one at the two. Just run a two-guard system. I'm not taking Mara, so don't ask me about it.
That's probably who they would take. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I come be in Miami. No, y'all don't get anybody either. Pick a different team. I'm be an OKC fan. I got two kids. They like to cry all the time. We'll just all three cry together. It'd be great. Just saying, be an OKC fan, man.
Just teach them to chant "Ref, you suck" at any minor inconvenience.
God, that would be annoying.
I think that might be the only few words that people in OKC know.
I wish we could look at the demographics of like what states listen to our podcast and just see if like Oklahoma even tunes in.
It's just a black spot. It looks like one of those like T-Mobile maps, and it's just empty right there.
Right in the middle. All of flyover states. I'm okay with it.
I'm telling you, they might not have service.
They probably don't. So as we're watching this game, the game before that, Cavs Pistons. I did not see the Cavs coming back. I was driving back from picking up my girls in Anniston, and somebody texted me that said that Donovan Mitchell only had like 3 points at half, or like whatever. He didn't like. I think he was like three, and it was like, dang. I was like, well, Cleveland's out. Like game over.
Yeah,
I get home, turn on the TV, and Cleveland's up like 10. I'm like, all right, well, never mind. Scratch that.
yeah. He ended with 43.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I cannot wait
Absolutely.
for game five.
You can't wait for game five.
I'm really pumped about game because I have no idea where this series is going to go.
I think that Detroit ends up losing the series.
It could happen. I genuinely have no idea. I wouldn't bet a single penny on this series.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I have no faith in either one of the teams or really any of the players on the teams or the coaching staff. Like, it's just a toss up of who's going to show up and what's going to happen. James Harden has been kind of showing up lately, though.
Yeah. He's doing a
He's
lot better in a different role where he's not having to be the guy, but not this game that happened tonight, but game three. It was James Harden time there at the end. I don't know if you saw it, but he brought him home.
crazy, dude. I did see that. It was insane. I didn't think he had that in him.
Yeah. That little lull he had where he got tackled. Who was it that tackled him? I can't, was it Harris? I can't remember who it was that tackled him on the three and it went in and he didn't get the foul call. And I was like, God, I got the nostalgia. Like I kind of miss James Harden a little bit.
Like, the
Like
only
because it's one of those things where when James Harden was in his prime in Houston, it was like God, how he plays basketball. Sure, it's some great highlights, but it's so exhausting watching him play. But he's gonna be one of those guys. Every now and then, I'm gonna throw up a highlight reel because he just used to do some of those one-on-one things. Like God, we haven't seen a guy like this before.
Yeah, I've never seen a guy put the ball between his legs 72 times and then shoot a step back three. It's just
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, get a foul call and 4 point play it every time.
That was the most annoying thing to watch though. 37 dribbles, step back three, foul. And you're like, I know that defender's got to be like, I knew he was going to do. Like, I fuck.
Yeah.
Just immediately hang your head in shame because you knew it was coming. So there's nothing you can do about it.
I miss James Harden, man. I like seeing what he's doing for them. It seems like now because he has Donovan Mitchell, there's a lot less of the offensive weight on his shoulders. He's able to be more of an off guy. He can pick his spots more. He can have games where he shoots the ball 9 times and he's very effective. He's not
You
having to
don't
shoot
feel like
the
he
ball
had
27 times.
you don't feel like he had that with Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi's never been the most ball dominant individual unless he's feeling it. Every now and then he has one of those games where it's just, bro, I don't think he's missed a shot in the last 14 shots. Every now and then he has one of those. But most of the time I feel like he's more passive. James Harden was always the guy who had to get it, the offense going. Donovan can do that now. I mean, he had
Oh,
43
I get
points.
what you mean now. Okay, I thought you just meant like offensively. He was gonna have to take the load, but you mean just like even starting the offense and initiating it as a whole and being like on ball the entire offensive possession.
Yeah, he's not the system in Cleveland, where everywhere he's been, even with the Clippers, he was the offensive system. Everywhere outside OKC, of course, but with
Did
Cleveland,
you like
it's a
did you
part.
like OKC? Did you like OKC then in 12 with James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant?
I liked them, yes, but then they played the Heat in the finals, and I had to kind of get my like they ain't shit. I had to get that on a little bit, and then KD got compared to LeBron a lot, and even though I wasn't a LeBron guy when he was on our team, I was still like, he's our guy. I have to say, KD sucks.
He's our guy. I gotta say the other guy's trash.
I did love Russ though. I've always been a Russ guy, and I loved Harden in OKC. I wasn't a KD dude. When everybody else was loving KD, I was not that guy. I liked him. I didn't have hate for him. I just wasn't the biggest KD fan. But Russ was always my dude. That was my guy. Maybe because he helped us win. I don't know.
Played at UCLA. He's trash.
You and UCLA, man.
I don't like him, man.
What'd they ever do to you?
I beat Gonzaga.
Once?
I was like 12. I had a Gonzaga shirt on. I had shorts. I cried. It was miserable. It's a terrible basketball memory. Like, it's just not good.
That's fair. I don't think I have a team I hate off of one loss, though.
Oh, I will. I'll just immediately start hating Florida Marlins. I hate them. Cannot stand them.
Why?
Beat the Cubs, man. In '03, the NLCS, that stupid fan caught the ball. No one talks about the five errors beforehand, but they talk about the fan catching the ball, and that was the thing that ruined the Cubs' chance to go to the World Series then.
Florida Marlins. So you don't even like their like throwback colors and stuff? You know, like, oh yeah, I'll rock that.
Nope. Jersey's stupid.
That's the only baseball jersey I own.
It's a Florida Marlins
The
one.
the teal one, yeah.
Yeah. You
It's
could do
a,
better. There's better jerseys out there.
yeah. I got one when back where we used to work. And I used to wear it when we would work.
A Marlins jersey. Ugh. Yeah, how
Um,
about
so Thunder more than likely going to sweep this second half just started. They're up six now because Shea just hit a mid range. That's what pisses me off about it. Shea's so good. And he had that game,
when he
what was it, last series against Phoenix, where he was saying, I don't need it, talking about like the whistle and everything. And he went, what, I forget what it was, but he went like 17 of 20 or something.
it was like 17 for 22 from the field and just
Yeah.
buckets, dude.
It's like, bro, if this was just your game, you know how beloved he would be. Like his legacy, he could win three or four championships playing this style of play, and people still aren't going to put him in certain conversations strictly because of how it's played. You made talking heads and people in the league's going to respect you and put you in this high class, sure. But the people like the fans are not going to hold you in that kind of category because we see it. Like we are here to see what you do.
I don't think anybody can put him in those conversations because of how he plays the game. It's so bad. But if he did just shoot the mid range and play the way he plays without foul baiting, I'd be a Shea fan.
He's
Dude has
also
such a he has such a smooth game, dude. It's you take away the whining, he's so much fun to watch because his game is so smooth. Like it's effortless. And then he has those like kind of cool quotes where he's like, "Yeah, I already have all the answers to the test. I just got to see it."
yeah.
And it's like, "All right, bro."
Yeah, but because of how he plays when he says stuff like that, it's like, God, you're so corny. It's like you have all the answers to the test. Yeah, because y'all are rigging it.
Yeah, that and
I'll
the
say
Lakers.
this, the one member of the Thunder that I don't really have beef with is Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't think he's like the rest of them. I don't really see him pulling the antics.
He is kind of an outlier on that team.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that.
I'd hang out with him.
I don't know if I'd hang out with him, but I do generally think he's an okay basketball player.
I would if he doesn't invite anybody else from the team. I also like AJ Mitchell. He just hit a pull up mid range.
I like Mitchell too.
I hope he gets out of there. And I think he is more, they're not going to be able to pay everybody. So I think he's more than likely on the way out.
I
And
like uh I like Jerry McCain too. McCann too. Yeah.
I did before he got to OKC. Now he's completely joined their smorgasbord of being assholes. Yeah. Who was it? He was going up against Luke Kennard, and Luke Kennard went up for a shot, and Jared just completely ran under him and like undercut his legs mid shot, and didn't even get a flagrant call, nothing.
That's Duke on Duke crime right there.
And there's another, I forget who it was, that maybe him and Marcus Smart was up behind him on a play, and Jared did the whole foul baity thing and ended up in like a 180-degree angle in the air for a jump shot because that's a natural form.
Let me ask you, are you a Marcus Smart fan? He went to Oklahoma State. That's why I'm asking. I just want to see if it encompasses the whole state or is it just OKC as a whole?
It's love hate. When he was at OK State, I loved him because
Fair.
he had the whole interaction with the fan at OK State, and I was one of the Marcus Smart defenders. I said the fan had it coming.
He
based
did.
off what Marcus Smart said and everything. I was like, hey, you say that to a guy, especially you say that to like a 19-year-old kid. I'm not going to expect him to handle it with the biggest amount of grace. And I
Yeah,
was I was all in on him. And I'll say this. This is going to sound, I guess it is shade. I don't mean to shade Marcus Smart because I actually do kind of like him. Um, when we as in the Heat, played the Celtics back in what, 22, 23, when we were going back and forth every year, I was desperately hoping Marcus Smart got the ball every because he's a great player. He was a great defender at that time, but man, did he do exactly what we wanted them to do every single time. He fell for every bait for him to take a jump shot every single possession.
yeah, he did.
And then when they traded him, I was like, and they got Drew Holiday, I was like, shit, it's over. It's over. Fun's over.
They got a dude who can score now. Damn it.
It's
We're
over.
gonna
They
play.
got a super intelligent, like high level, ready to win a championship player in Drew.
Are you trying to say Marcus Smart's not a intelligent player?
I'm not trying to get punched. I would never say anything like he's one of the smartest defenders of this like current era of basketball. Just
Oh, for sure.
his basketball IQ, it's comparable to like Chris Paul defensively,
Yeah, I agree with that.
and everything. But let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and we'll discuss Knicks sweeping Sixers and talk about Wolves, Spurs, and Wemby's ejection.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about your team real quick.
My new team. So the rest of the playoffs been going on. We had our first series come to an end with the Knicks sweeping the 76ers. I think everybody in New York is kind of just at an entire loss for themselves. Emotions are at an all-time high. It was pretty crazy to see in Philadelphia for game four, the amount of Knicks fans that were there and chanting. It sounded and felt like a New York home game with how many New York fans were there for game three and game four and celebrities traveling to the game. It just, there's an energy in the air for the Knicks where it's, hey, we're going to have our first chance to make the final since '99. So, um,
Are the Knicks back?
I feel like this is the same team they've had for like 3 years now.
Yeah, I feel that way too, but
I
different
feel like
coach.
they're better this year compared to the last couple. Like I feel like it's kind of on par. I think the East has kind of just consumed itself this year, and this is just
And
kind of what
sucking.
we're in. Yeah.
It's not like the Big Ten in basketball where they were just kind of starting to. Like the Big Ten was so competitive, it was just eating itself.
I mean,
That
this is just one of those years where it's like somebody has to win the East. So who can
yeah,
do
like it
it?
doesn't matter.
We had that for a while in the early 2000s when it was the 76ers, Nets, Pistons, and then the Pistons kind of took over a little bit. But there was a moment in time where it was somebody's got to win it, and we're there again.
Is there a team that you can see in the East that starts to make that turn to be the team to beat in the East every year, year in and year out?
Uh, Wherever Darren Peterson ends up,
Okay,
no, because he's probably going to end up in the West. But
Washington Wizards.
yeah. I mean, Detroit could. Detroit 100% could. They're another shot creator away, I think, from potentially being in it. I think defensively they're good. I think this playoff run has been very good for Jalen Duren. He's been exposed. Like he's looked rough all series. Like honestly, all playoffs, he's been like, what? This is not Bull Duren. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but this is not Bull Duren who's over there raising up the Detroit on his jersey. He's been kind of getting punked. He got punked by Wendell Carter the entire first round against the Magic. And Wendell was just kind of laughing and pointing at him like, who is this guy? So I think this could be good for him long term. But I think the Pistons are really one good player away, like a Trey Murphy, even like just somebody that they can add, just be a consistent offensive piece to them. I think they could become something if they could maybe put together like a trade for Laurie Markkinen. There's a couple routes I think they could go, but I could definitely see them becoming that. And then the Pacers could come
Oh
back
yeah,
and be
I
better.
got
Uh,
Atlanta might be a lot better this year coming up, but I don't know how. Oh well, I think they can compete consistently. Maybe not to win. That was crazy, especially after the fact that Luke Kennard got called for an absolute bullshit foul.
well, he doesn't play for the Thunder, so.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but is this the next year? Are they finals bound to you? Do you think either the Cavaliers or Pistons?
I think the Knicks beat both of those teams. I think the Knicks actually have a more consistent offense than either one of those teams. And I'm not really sold on Brunson being like that guy either. I think Brunson, and you put Kate on Brunson, Brunson's kind of like neutralized a little bit. So somebody else for New York is going to have to step up, whether that be Cat or Cat.
You
I was
mean
about to.
you mean neutralize like they kind of just counteract each other? They just kind of it's a wash.
Yeah, I think it's just a wash. Like I think they'll both score high 20s, and it is what it is.
It'd be cool if Michael Brown Jr. just decided to be good again. That'd be kind of cool for them.
Yeah, that would be good. It'd be good for basketball too.
Maybe he
Player.
should miss a game every now and then. Get a little rest. I know
It's
he's his
important.
whole shtick is that he's the Iron Man who doesn't miss a game, but maybe if this is how it's gonna be, maybe miss a couple.
Maybe miss a few here and there.
Yeah. But my GOAT plays for the Knicks. Shout out Josh Hart.
Yeah, that is true. That's your guy.
Yeah, he's been my guy for a while now.
That's adorable.
I think we'd be friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably. I can see that.
He's a goofy guy.
Based on your story earlier, I could definitely. I mean, you sounds like you get along with just about anybody.
I've been tested.
Yeah, I'll say that after that last story.
A Knicks finals run would be extremely fun to me, regardless who they play. If it ends up being the Spurs, we get a 99 rematch, which I think could be kind of fun. I don't think they beat any of the teams out the West. If it's OKC, San Antonio, or Minnesota, I could see all three of those teams sweeping New York,
Yeah, same.
but it'll be a fun run. And I just want to see New York celebrate if they win the Eastern Conference Finals and when that final horn sounds. I just want to see the energy in New York.
You realize though, if the New York Knicks somehow manage to pull off winning the finals, you know how unbearable that entire city is going to be.
Yeah,
Like it's going to be not fun to go there. Not that I go to New York City often, but I've debated the last like 2 years going for some stuff, and I'm definitely not going if they win the finals. Just seems awful.
yeah. I mean, will they be worse if they win or lose in the finals?
I mean, at this point, I'm kind of used to them losing in the playoffs, so like I can kind of deal with them, even if we're talking them losing in the finals. You know, the plus side is I get to see Stephen A. really upset if they lose in the finals, so that's a plus side for me because I cannot stand him or
Yeah.
Skip Bayless.
You're on your Skip Bayless energy right
I,
now.
yeah, man, I'm gonna start slamming on the desk and saying that LeBron James is a top 9 player roughly of all time.
It's crazy Skip Bayless still has a fastball. He's like pushing 80. And when he gets in front of a camera, he is still just, he acts like he's still in his prime.
Yeah, dude, he goes whatever he's on or doing, whatever it works for him.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even saying he's doing drugs. I'm saying like if it's an energy drink, like whatever it does, it's good for you, man.
His daily routine just keeps him going, man. He's
He
one of the
wakes up.
worst things to happen to sports journalism, but by God, can he throw that fastball?
He's the one of the worst things that ever happened to sports journalism.
He is, man. There is a through line of Skip Bayless's arrival in like sports culture to us getting to the point where the take Kendrick Perkins says the stuff he says on ESPN, and it's just seen as like, oh, that's good content.
I'm not gonna even argue that. I was gonna bring up Jason Whitlock because if there was no Skip Bayless, there probably would have never been a Jason Whitlock.
Skip
And
Bayless
then
opened the door for a lot of people.
I'd be a lot happier of a person.
Yeah.
A lot happier.
Skip Bayless opened the door for Stephen A too. When I mean, Skip is the one who brought Stephen A on the first take. That was his show,
Yeah, that's true.
and he kind of showed the rest of the world Stephen A. And now he thinks he's bigger than LeBron James. Like,
Stephen A is bigger than LeBron James. Better basketball player too. Him, LeVar Ball.
I don't want to make Stephen A. Smith mad. I've seen him throw that right hook. It looks deadly.
Yeah,
It
you gotta be
might be able to
careful.
stop a snail in its tracks.
I don't know, man. I might put money on the snail on that one.
If it's that deadly snail that if it touches you, you die. I'm not going to set that up. Never mind.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not a good idea. So, would you, as a Miami Heat fan, would you rather see like a Knicks team win the finals, or would you rather see like OKC win the finals? I'm just asking because you should on paper hate the Knicks, right? Because you're a Heat fan and you claim that there's this rivalry between all these teams that have won championships and y'all have won Jack.
Okay, but I think that question is also like at some point, even rivals have to look at each other like we got to join forces against the common evil. Like the Axis powers are too strong in Oklahoma City. We have to come together. The East
It's
Coast
called,
must unite.
it's called OKC Nazi. Oh wow! All right, I agree. Yeah, but to the point,
So yeah, it's New York. I mean, you name it.
doesn't matter. New
No,
York, Cleveland, Detroit. I
nothing.
know you're kind of a low key Detroit fan, so that doesn't really count as a question.
If Boston was still alive, I said I've hated Boston
Ooh.
my whole life. I would more than likely be rooting for Jaylen Brown and the Boston Celtics if it was Thunder Celtics in the finals. I'm at that point right now.
I really think like deep down you're like a closeted Boston Celtics fan.
Yeah, I don't.
I do, dude. I think like at your apartment you probably got like a Jalen Brown jersey, a Tatum jersey, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, like just all the greats for the Celtics just lining your apartment. I can
Not
see it.
one.
I can see it.
I mean, yeah, you can envision it all you want. Doesn't exist. I don't even know if I own anything green,
Oh, I'm sure you do.
as my mic is literally glowing green right now.
You got Jason Tatum sheets.
That's crazy. I bet Jason Tatum has Jason Tatum sheets.
Oh, for sure. It's probably with him doing the fake Kobe pose after he won the finals too.
He has the Jason Tatum sheets and a Kobe like bedspread.
Jordan pillows. A Curry light.
KG poster.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'd 100% be so I'm over the Thunder. And we talked about this even months ago. Like I think it was like 3 months ago we were talking about it, and I said I was trying so hard not to hate the Thunder. I've tried for more than a year now to not hate the Thunder because I have so much hate in my heart for Boston that I was like, I don't have it in me to have that hate somewhere else as well. I can't do it. My heart can't take it. I love this sport. I love this league way too much to hate this much. I can't. I won't be able to be a fan of the league if this continues. It's going to spread like a cancer. I have to stop it. And I tried so hard, but it's undeniable. It's undeniable. And even if you live in OKC, if you have like a single ounce of care for the game of basketball, you should hate them too.
Yeah, I think if you're a basketball fan, or as people like to say, a basketball purist, you should absolutely hate OKC. Hate them. They actually have me actively rooting for LeBron James and the Lakers, which is shameful.
Would LeBron be our GOAT if he led a 3-0 comeback on this OKC team
No,
and won?
no.
If he did that, I think he has to be like down 3-0, the first team to do it against this Thunder team, and the whole time he's like mocking them and talking shit. I think you have to be like, nah, this dude's the greatest of all time. Come on, man.
LeBron would have to like catch a nuclear bomb shot by North Korea for me to ever say that he's the goat at anything.
He might be able to do it.
I don't know. I don't think he's got the same hops as he used to, man.
Yeah, 41-year-old LeBron, it might be asking a bit too much for him to catch a nuke from North Korea. 34-year-old LeBron, that's just Tuesday.
They were talking about LeBron is. your other favorite player next to Steve Nash. I mean, next to Jason Tatum, Steve Nash. They were talking about how he feels from he went. LeBron's gone from being the third option on the team to being the only option on the Lakers team right now. Before, because it was right before Austin Reeves came back and everything, and he
Hmm.
was like, "Yeah, well, it's been a weird feeling, like having all this pressure on me and everything at 41 is insane."
Yeah.
I can't imagine how his body must feel, dude. Like I know he still, I think he spends like what 1.5 million on his body. I don't know if that number's really accurate. I don't know if that's like kind of a rumor, but
I know
crazy
he
amount.
laughed at that number before.
Yeah, but like you really would have to spend that kind of money on your body to play at the level he's playing. Was that Mitchell?
Yeah. I can't
That's
help but like that guy.
yeah, dude. He's
That's what pisses me off about the Thunder too, because individually they have so many guys. Like I would love Kason Wallace. Like Kason Wallace is a guy for me. He's a guy that I look at as like he's meant to have a Heat jersey on. But because he's tainted by what they got going on in the OKC water.
no look. Caruso's bitching again.
You see the Laker fan going at it with him? That is all ball.
That is yeah, it's all ball. He's not wrong.
And then he got hit in the head. All ball block, and then he got hit in the head by Rui. And they called foul
Dude,
on Caruso. I'll give him
shout
that
out
one.
to shout out to Rui having an absolute series though.
Yeah.
Rui has been playing extremely well this series.
I've always been a Rui guy.
I love Rui, dude. Gonzaga, baby.
One thing again, we keep harping on it, and I know we're gonna move past the Thunder Lakers, but with this whole flopping thing, I feel like flopping became so popular as a way to have the player kind of make up for all the missed calls that they don't get, versus now where it's become this is just my style of play. It
Yeah.
used to be I get fouled so much, now I'm gonna have to overemphasize it so you see where it is that I'm getting fouled. Now it's players, I'm going to use the other player to foul myself to get a whistle. And it's crossed a line where the NBA said that they were going to start calling technical fouls on players who initiate the contact and over exaggerate and flop. And they did it for like a good couple weeks.
Why do you keep doing that, dude? The
I don't
last two
know.
podcasts you said stuff like that.
It's contagious because after I do it, you always do it.
Oh, dude, it's just funny. All right, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I lost it on that one.
I'm developing a lisp as I get older.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking funny.
But we crossed a line where it's not a Reggie Miller, I get fouled all the time. Let me show you where you're missing the foul call or stuff like that. Now it's just straight up not it's not basketball anymore.
No, it's manipulating refs to get calls, and it's not even. There's no skill in it. I mean, there is like some skill in it because you have to manipulate somebody, but it's just no basket. There's no real basketball skill to it.
And
But it all started. I just want you to understand this. This all started because of LeBron. LeBron started the la flopping, and now we're here. This was never a problem in Jordan's league. We didn't have these issues in Jordan's league. We didn't have these issues in Kobe's league. We have these issues in LeBron's era.
okay, I love this guy of what I'm about to say, but I just name dropped Reggie Miller. He was
I don't
doing
care who
this
you
in the
name.
90s.
Reggie's irrelevant.
Don't make me grab my fiance, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Wendy would be so upset right now.
She is a Reggie diehard super fan, even though I don't know if she's ever watched a Reggie Miller basketball game. She just loves Reggie Miller.
It's a random one, dude, but good for her. Um, no, but seriously, this is LeBron's fault.
I mean, it's
I watched I watched LeBron fall because Jason Terry touched him one time. I watched LeBron fall because JJ Barea touched him.
Hey, JJ Barea was sneakily strong.
Is that your excuse for what happened in 11? Is that JJ Barea is sneakily strong?
That might be a new take. That'll be a first. You're like, well, JJ Barea, he was hitting the weights. That's
PPDs, man. Start saying he violated the league's drug policy. JJ was juicing. It's the only way they won.
look into it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, but seriously, back to you have no faith in either the Pistons or the Cavs, and that's insane. It's sad to say that he was on the Pelicans. We traded him for a yeah, we traded him for a cheeseburger and some cash.
And honestly, man, you might have won that one.
I don't know if New Orleans has won anything in terms of trades.
I don't want to be a Jackson Hayes hater. I think he gets enough of it out there, but he's not quite been the greatest Laker in their history. Look at Luke Kennard
How
doing
good is Luke
things.
Kennard, dude? Come on, give Luke Kennard and the L.A. Dukies some credit. Mind you, they only have one.
Coach,
Yeah, he doesn't count though. He's not playing. May as well put him in the game. Maybe he could score.
there he goes.
Oh, yep, on the ground again.
68 free throws. All right, now we can continue the pod.
And we're done.
The one series we haven't talked about is the Wolves Spurs, which is, I mean, the only competitive series. Well, actually, I take that back. Pistons Cavaliers is very competitive. I guess the most entertaining competitive series, Wolves Spurs. Wemby got ejected last game, throwing a bow.
No suspension.
Yeah, which is not surprising, but also kind of like we're definitely bending a little bit of rules here because that elbow was,
Bro, he looked at him.
yeah.
Like he looked at him and then threw the bow. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, and then his coach says, I'm proud of him. It's a new era in San Antonio, man.
I mean, aren't you kind of proud of him though? Like he should be that guy. Like it's kind of cool that Wimby was the guy to just bow somebody.
Yeah. I think it'd been cooler if the timing didn't really suck. If they lose this series, people are going to go back to that moment
Yeah, for sure.
because they lost by what, five or something in the game, 5-7, somewhere in that range.
That was
And you have to think Wimby can account for like a 5 to 7 point difference. Like,
I don't know, man. Luke Cornett was on the floor. They should be fine.
it's a good point.
That's that's what Jason Williams said, and I believe everything he says.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
I
No
wonder what he
worries.
thinks about the elbow, if he thinks that was bad for society.
I think he probably thinks it was good, and I think he probably thinks that they got to have Luke Cornett in the game, so win-win. It's also the same guy in the high school game who didn't start Ant, even though it's a hilarious story. Have you heard him talk about that?
Yeah.
I love that story.
He didn't know who he was.
Yeah. He's like, how come the number one player in the country is not? Like, I don't know who that is. That guy. All right. Time out. Ant, go in.
And Ant
For
didn't say
who?
anything either. Like he was just kind of, "Oh."
Which is crazy because I'd have been like, man, why am I sitting on the bench?
Yeah. It
So a
says
white
a
dude
lot
don't
about
know.
Ant though.
Yeah.
He's a team guy.
Ant, yeah, we talked about it last pod, just how good of a teammate he is. He is the teammate you want.
Yeah, he has a reputation for being, or I think how he carries himself, it comes across as very abrasive. But it seems like in a locker room, he is the glue guy. I mean, they have a whole culture in Minnesota now where you got guys like Terrence Shannon saying like, "Hey, Wimby's gonna block me, but I'm gonna keep going at him. He's gonna have to block me every time." And that's literally Ant and Jaden McDaniels. Like they have built a culture in Minnesota around Ant's personality. Even Chris Finch is out. The coach is out there like talking the meanest trash ever. What they have in Minnesota is just awesome. They just have an ultimate like we're the assholes, we don't care, and we're gonna beat you.
Ant somehow has Michael Jordan level competitiveness, but then like I don't know who's a really good teammate. I'm trying to think of a superstar that was a really good teammate. Maybe Dirk, where
Magic.
everybody. Magic is a good one. Or just everybody kind of like you surround yourself with him. You want to be around him. He's so good. He's so talented, and it's a lot of it is kind of like Magic. He's got a good smile. Like he talks so highly of his teammates. It's crazy, and just to have somebody on there that's like not like Jalen Brown out there just showing recaps of dudes missing shots. Like this, he rides for every one of his dudes on his team. Like it's so cool to see, and I love Ant now. And I thought I did not like Ant coming in the draft. I was like, this dude doesn't love the game, and then it turns out he really does love the game. Still
More,
might go
more
dominate
than
the
like
NFL.
everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
and then him.
he's got Michael Jordan's competitive. He has Michael Jordan's competitiveness. He has Magic Johnson's teammate ability, and he has the media presence of Charles Barkley. It's like, how did we come across this guy?
I don't know, dude. He's a national treasure. We got to keep him safe, dude. One of the more. He's one of the more important people in the country, and I don't think people realize it. Like we need Ant.
Yeah.
We
I
might
thought
need an
it was
Ant.
cool when we posted the Timberwolves videos. There are multiple people in the comments like it's not lame to be a Timberwolves fan anymore. Like he has made it cool to be a Minnesota fan.
Yeah,
And
it's not like a weird niche audience that only like several people like. It's everybody now.
yeah, because even when KG was there, not to get in another Ant KG conversation, but when KG was there, it was like, yeah, we have a guy, but it still wasn't like cool to be a Timberwolves fan. Even at that moment, it was like, yeah, it was very felt like a fad. But with Ant being there and what they're building, it feels like a culture for their franchise to build on going forward. Like this is what it's going to be in Minnesota now. If you're here, it's going to be a similar vibe to Detroit, where when you are here, this is the energy you must bring. And it's we're going to fight. We're going to compete and we're going to get in their head and we're not going to care about what they say. Yeah, Wimby's the best shot blocker, maybe the best defender ever. I'm gonna keep going at him every time. And my name is Terrence Shannon Jr. Most people don't know who I am.
I told you that was gonna be their game plan, though. Go downhill on
You
Wemby.
did.
Called it. I don't call
Yeah.
much. I
Yeah. And I mean, that's basically what they said. Like Jaden McDaniels, too, is like he's going to block our shot, but he's going to have to do it every single possession.
think that's the only way to go against Wemby, though, is like force him to be physical. Not saying he can't be physical, but you can at least tire somebody out that way, opposed to trying to play around on the perimeter. Like, who cares if you get blocked? You're in the NBA. Like, if you don't get blocked every once in a while and you're in the league, then you're probably not doing your job. Like,
Yeah.
you're playing against the best athletes that are also the tallest human beings.
You can't be afraid to just
No.
go get blocked. And I forget who it was. I was listening to somebody else recently talking about it and how it's probably a better offensive possession getting blocked at the rim by Wimby than it is running towards the rim, turning away, and then burning 10 seconds off the shot clock by not taking the shot against him. Because you can always get the offensive rebound. You can always make like a hustle play.
You're also keeping your offense in rhythm. Like they're not taking themselves out of it because I've seen a lot of teams, kind of like what you just said, where they'll attack Wimby, but they'll just kind of like instead of going right at him, they'll try to basically almost like Steve Nash it, where he takes it in and kind of dances around, gets back to the free throw line and dumps it. But they'll run around for a second. It's like, okay, well, you just wasted 7 seconds doing that. You didn't even get a good shot. Instead, they're getting downhill, creating mismatch opportunities, and you're also playing closeouts opposed to playing like guys with their feet set because you're getting kickouts and guys are pump faking and then getting drives, or they're having to close out on you because they kind of compressed in the lane, so you're able to drive off of that. A lot better basketball.
Yeah, if it Spurs Knicks in the finals, we're going to see Jalen Brunson do that about 20 times a game. Come off a pick from Cat, go into the paint, see Wimby, and immediately turn right back around and end
Yeah,
up taking like a 20-foot jumper.
yeah, dude. He's gonna have to live in the mid range if he sees Wemby. He's just gonna have to, because that's the other thing that I thought the Timberwolves have done well in this series of is they get into the gap in between their defender and Wemby and forcing like Wemby to make a decision. And so if he goes off of his man, then well his man's open. But it leaves that area open where they can either get shots up or lobs or kind of anything. They can kind of do a lot more offensively.
Who do you think has the edge in the series?
I think Minnesota does, dude. Like I don't think it's like by a large margin, but I think Minnesota has it. But I also say this with saying this. I really like Ant. I like Nas Reed. I love Mike Conley, and I would really, really like to see Minnesota in the finals. Like probably more so than any other team. Like that's the team I would really like to see. And I don't know if they stand a chance against OKC, but God, I would love it if they win instead. Like, golly, it would be such better basketball. New York, Minnesota is actually kind of a little bit of an exciting matchup too, because you have the cat, go Julius Randle, all that still going on.
There's history between those two teams recently.
Yeah,
And I could see Cat being like having his career moment in that series against the team. He could potentially rewrite the history books of how he's remembered going against his previous team in the finals. But if it does end up being Timberwolves and Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, Minnesota's not going to shy away from that physicality. And they are going to put pressure on the referees to call it evenly. And if you don't, they might fight the ref. Chris Finch will.
and that I kind of worry if we see Detroit versus OKC in the finals. That Detroit just says, "Fuck this, we're not doing this anymore," and they just go beat the shit out of the refs or something.
Beef stew, man.
Yeah, dude, just a little kind of malice at the palace reincarnate.
I want to see a team just do it though. I don't want it to happen in the playoffs, and I don't want it to get to a point where it becomes a big thing and then players are suspended for a whole season and that whole thing. But I do want to see a team just be like, hey, if y'all not going to call it street justice, if you're going to let them be bullies on one end and crybabies on the other, they're going to find out today. I would love to see a team just say, all right, if this is how we're playing, like I want to see that very bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, not to the point where I don't want to see them fight the refs because guys will get suspended for the season, and you'll just see
They
guys.
might never be in the league again if they fight a ref.
Yeah, they'll get labeled by people who watch Fox News, and it just won't be worth it for anybody. So I'd much rather they just kind of fight each other. I would love to see like Caruso try to fight Beef Stew.
All right, fake tough guy. Beef Stew will choke you out if he grabs you, man.
Dude would kill Caruso, man. It
He's the
wouldn't even
one
be
guy
close.
who tried to kill LeBron. Like he's the one dude who, for like a good 5 minutes, had to be held back from fighting LeBron James.
From fighting LeBron James, who is a genetic freak of a person. Like, dude is 6'8", jacked out of his mind. Like,
And people
God.
don't really have issue with LeBron like that deep to the point where there hadn't been a lot of moments where people have wanted to fight LeBron. They've said stuff, there's been media feuds, but to the point of like, I'm ready to put my hands on you and choke you out.
Yeah,
Like,
no one's ever felt that way. LeBron doesn't kind of give off that aura anyway.
hmm.
He's too much of a nice guy. That's why he's not.
Jordan and Kobe had more of those just because they were like assholes. Like
Yeah,
LeBron is ultimately like if you talk to him after the game, he's going to be friendly to you. I mean, he'll sign your jersey. But Beef Stew didn't give a damn.
it's great.
And I loved it when it happened. I was like, this dude's a psycho, but I want him on my team.
Yeah, you don't want him. You don't want him like on the opposite team. You want him on your team.
And if you play a team like the Pistons or even the Timberwolves and you're OKC, does it make you maybe rethink some of the bitching?
No, I think the opposite will happen. I think they lean harder into it
Mm.
because then they make Detroit or Minnesota look like the bullies to them. And then and the refs just seem so easily manipulated by OKC, which is crazy because again, offense to Oklahoma City, we're not talking about like a major market team. We're talking about a team in Oklahoma City. We're not talking about a team in LA. We're not talking about a team in New York or even Boston or Miami. Oklahoma City has got a team that absolutely seems to have some sort of control over the refs. Like I don't know if they have pictures of them at Epstein Island or something, but they got something on them, dude.
Yeah, OKC stole a team from one of the best markets in the league. And we are like, yeah, we'll reward them by just giving them whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, all the foul calls they want, everything. We don't give a rip no more.
I half expected them to win the lottery.
How
Just
upset
like,
would
why not? Like, we're all in on them anyway. They already get to play a different sport than we do, so might as well just give them AJ DeBonsa too while we're at
I wouldn't take him. They already have wings.
it. Yeah, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back. We'll talk about the draft lottery.
All right, bro. Word from our sponsors?
They're waiting in Atlanta, bro. I don't know. You have to go at this point.
Bro, you got to start reading emails. This is ridiculous.
Jared McCain cannot miss a shot this
No,
series.
dude, you really can't, dude.
He's shooting, last I checked, like 80 something percent from three.
Really?
Dude is not missing a shot.
Dude, I knew it was something crazy. I just didn't know it was like that crazy. I thought like 60s, honestly.
He's just actually not missing. I don't know what his splits are for this game, but I'm pretty sure coming into this game, he's shooting like 82, 83% from three. Like he's just straight up not missing shots. He's not taking the highest volume, but he's not missing. He just hit a three here, and it's just like Philadelphia, what were y'all doing? We're just giving him away to the best team. Again, it's the NBA. The Thunder, OKC has something on the NBA.
I think what happened was Philly felt bad for OKC and was like, here, you can have Jared McCann. I don't know why they felt bad for him.
Giselle is one.
Yeah, dude. So Saturday, May 9th, he shot 100% from three. Then on Thursday, the 7th, he shot 80%. The 5th, he shot 80% again. Like, that's just the Lakers series. And tonight, I think he's shooting around the same. Oh, no, he's kind of had a bad game tonight. He's 2 for 6 from three.
Fell off.
Yeah, fell off of that one.
Washed.
Yeah, dude, I guess you can't go 100% every game.
Scrub.
Yeah, trade him.
Trade him to uh, Miami.
No, we'll take him in New Orleans.
He seems like a Pelican.
Is it the painted fingernails that make you say that? Like, well, I don't understand what you makes you think he's a Pelican.
I feel like more he could potentially fit the mold of guard who has a good few years, traded to New Orleans, and that's it. Kind of Jordan Poole-esque. Do you even remember Jordan Poole was on the Pelicans? Like,
Barely,
me
barely.
too. I forget. He popped in my head as I started this conversation about Jared McCain. I was like, wait, Jordan Poole's on the Pelicans.
Poor
Kind of
Jordan.
how his career turned out.
Jordan Pools
Yeah.
started with a punch to the face, man. All downhill from there.
Powerful ass punch, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get punched by Draymond Green. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want to get punched by anybody nowadays. I'm kind of over that part of my life, but I'm good. Draymond can. I have nothing bad to say about Draymond. Just so I don't get punched in the face. And I'm starting to come around a little bit on Draymond, which
Really?
I never thought I would say. Not really as a player, but just kind of like as a personality and outside the game. I kind of like him a little bit.
Hmm.
I
Even
don't have
after
so much.
his little scuffle with Charles Barkley.
Well, yeah, I'm not like a diehard Charles Barkley fan. Like that's not gonna stop me from liking someone because they have a scuffle with Charles Barkley, dude.
It was a weird look, though. Did you see it?
I don't think so now. Now that you're saying it, I don't think I did.
It was weird because Charles basically Draymond filled in for Shaq on inside the NBA, and Chuck basically just said the truth that the Warriors dynasty and their run, everything is over, and it's been over. He's like, old guys don't all of a sudden just get better the next year. Like that kind of just doesn't happen. They had their run. Basketball and sports in general is a young man's game. Warriors are old. It's over. And I guess Draymond got offended by that comment, although I don't think he said he even disagreed. I think he said that he understood that. But then he decided to take a shot at Barkley, and he said the goal is to just not look like Barkley did in a Rockets jersey. And when he said it, I think he said it half expecting them to laugh along, and nobody laughed along to it. And it just got super awkward. And then people pulled up his Rockets stats, and they're better than Draymond's career highs. And it was at the end of Barkley's career. But and then I think which show was he on? I can't remember. But he was Barkley was on a show the next day or something. They asked him about it because there was obviously tension. It wasn't really like joke filled. And Barkley said he doesn't take anything serious. And he's like, and just to be honest with you, Draymond's not on the same level as me, so I'm not really worried about what he says. It's like
I
true.
don't really have a problem with either one of those things, and I don't think either one of them like each other. And I don't like my part of the thing is why do they have to like each other anyway? Like, what does it matter? Like, let them have a little beef. Who cares?
Yeah,
They don't
we'll
have to
see. Him filling in for the inside NBA doesn't really work.
Draymond.
Yeah.
Not really. It's not his thing. The Austin Rivers beef I thought was actually hilarious. Just like two kind of. I'm not gonna say they're both bums in the league because obviously I never touched foot in the league and I don't want either one of them to come at me for saying this. But like, and also Austin Rivers played for New Orleans, so I generally feel bad for him. Um, and I will respect him on that. But I thought the beef was hilarious because Austin Rivers really didn't say anything wrong either. But like, also neither did Draymond. Draymond was right, not with the Austin Rivers stuff, but the Steve Kerr stuff. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, every player's kind of had that feeling before about a coach at some point. Michael Jordan got cut from his own high school team. Do you think he was in love with his coach? Like,
Yeah. I think the weird part to me about the Austin Rivers side of it is he got kind of oddly passionate about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. Like I I am a very big mind my own business kind of guy, as I currently have a podcast talking about other people's business. In real world life, if you know me, I mind my business. I don't really, unless it has something strictly to do with me, I don't really comment on it. But and if I was asked about another dude saying he had some sort of rift with his coach or his boss or his coworker, you're gonna hear me be pretty quiet. Unless, as you know, it involves me, then I'll get very loud. If it
not
involves
you.
me, I'm gonna be very vocal. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna just mind my business. So that was kind of the weird part for me. It's like you don't know their dynamic. You don't know they probably have had this conversation. And I'm gonna just say that Steve Kerr probably doesn't need defending. Like he can probably handle himself. I don't think any of it was necessary.
I don't know. Steve Kerr got choked out by Jordan. He probably needs a little defending.
Yeah,
He's a smaller guy. He's a little guy.
good guy, Mike.
I say this now, and Steve Kerr's probably gonna find me and punch me in the face. Steve Kerr pops out of nowhere, decks me, and runs away.
If you got punched by Steve Kerr, that'd be the funniest day of my life.
It'd be top five for me. I'm not gonna lie.
That'd be a hell of a story.
Honestly, dude, I used to have this thing. My sister used to work at this restaurant where like the Saints players came to eat, and I used to ask her like, "Hey, when Reggie Bush comes in, let me know. I just want to try to get punched in the face by him." And she'd be like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I just want to see if I can take a punch from Reggie Bush. He seems like a big guy, and the fact that I can take a punch from him kind of seems impressive."
You are a dumbass, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You wouldn't want to see if you could take a punch from like a professional athlete.
No, I would.
I'm
I'd
not
like to see
saying
if
like
you
Mike
could.
Tyson level, but like slightly lower.
No, I'd like to see if you could take one or a couple other people I know. But me,
Thanks,
I'm
man. I feel like you're missing out on life.
nah, I'm not
You
even
gotta take
slightly curious.
not even a little bit. You don't want to know if you could take a punch from like Draymond.
No, I don't want to know. I'm good.
Uh, Draymond, if you're watching this,
I'm a peaceful guy, man.
I will not sue Draymond. If you throw a punch at me, I just want to see if I can take it. I'm just kidding. Please don't.
Give him a heads up though. It's coming.
I'm dumb. If you said that, I'd probably just stare at you as you hit me in the face.
You'd have a lot to reflect on when you woke up.
What if I didn't know? What if I took the punch on the chin and then just kind of like shrugged it off like it was nothing?
I mean, yeah, it's a possibility. I I wouldn't bet on that outcome.
I
From
wouldn't either.
Draymond
I'm not saying it.
Green,
Huh?
from Draymond Green, I'm not. He would be pretty high on the list of non-fighters, like non-boxer, non-MMA, of guys I don't want to take a punch from. Like Draymond's gonna be high up on that list. He just seems like a guy who wouldn't. I mean, he does. He knocks his teammates out, and that punch was it was like a Superman punch on Jordan Poole.
Yeah, but see, I'm not curious to take a punch from like Luke Kennard. Like I think I could take a punch from Luke Kennard. I think I'd be okay.
I'd be really interested in seeing that. That's what I'd be more interested in seeing that than like Draymond. Because if this was a thing and it was sanctioned and set up, like we're gonna see Sean take a punch from Draymond Green, it's like I don't necessarily want to watch that because it's like I'm just gonna watch like my friend get demolished. Like there's a
Bro,
chance
no
it could be
face.
funny later, but for the time, I'm not gonna laugh in the next 30 seconds. Like this is not gonna be funny right now. It will be funny later. But if it's like Sean's gonna take a punch from Luke Kennard, like sign me the hell up. I want to watch that.
Bro, I think I have a problem with the fact that you don't have faith in me to take a punch by from Draymond Green. I need a little bit more like just friendship on that.
Then
Just
have a
without
problem with it, man. I don't know. It's because I'm not swaying on that one.
our first big like event for our podcast is me getting punched in the face by Draymond Green.
It's the opening act for a Jake Paul fight.
They do it for at the White House lawn for the 250th.
We just watch you get knocked out by Draymond Green. It's like, all right, up next, Conor McGregor.
I'd
Uh,
watch it.
uh,
Actually, I couldn't watch it. I'd be getting punched in the face. So
we
let's
said we're
talk a
gonna
little
talk about the
college.
draft lottery.
Wait, we can't skip over the college basketball thing. I know you want to skip over it.
Okay, well, I'll leave the viewer slash listener waiting more. I just didn't want to break my promise of saying we talk about the draft lottery when we came back.
Yeah, I think the expansion thing it'll take like a short time.
I got
It's
you.
up to you. What do you want to do? Draft lottery? You want to talk
No,
lottery?
no, let's
No,
talk
you want to
about.
talk the lottery. I feel like you want
No,
to talk the lottery. No,
I
I
do,
feel like
but
you
it
want
can
to talk.
wait. It can wait.
You
Let's
sure?
give more reason to stick around.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay. The expansion for the NCAA tournament. I'm obviously annoyed by it. How do you feel about it? I don't even have to talk about it. That's all I really want to say. It pisses me off. I say just let every single Division One, Two, Three junior college team compete in it. Let NBA teams play in it.
I did say on our On a Stream Pod Twitter account right when it was announced that I cannot wait for March Madness to be expanded to 152 teams. I think that'll be fun. And I can't wait for the snubs of like number 153 should have gotten in.
Yeah, Dartmouth should have gone in. It's so sad that we're not going to watch Dartmouth versus North Carolina.
It is ultimately unnecessary. Like, is it gonna, it's just more money. It's more like, I'm gonna watch it. And you're just increasing the odds of nobody having a perfect bracket. So you're benefiting your pocket too. Like,
I would like to say that there's a point where they've expanded it so much where I don't really want to watch it because it really is all about money. And I'm so sick of hearing, like, from the time you're in, like, middle school all the way until you get to college and even throughout college, they're like, well, you're a student athlete. Student comes first. Okay, well, if student is so important, why am I out for a fucking month and a half? Like, what are we talking about? Like it's insane to me that we're expanding it more, but these guys are supposed to be considered student athletes. Like it makes no sense. And I feel the same way about college football.
that's the angle you can really get me on board. Like
Just straight
everything you just said, honestly, I haven't even thought about, but I am 100% with you on that. If we're going to emphasize it and say all these things about student athlete, how are we then going to be like, yeah, let's take away more time from their studies?
yeah, like just let them have like 2 months off of school and not even care. It's ridiculous.
Ooh, Marcus Smart and one to tie with 40 seconds left.
That
Chance to
was kind
the
of
lead.
nasty.
Marcus Smart experience, man. You really never know what you're going to get. But
It's,
I know they've been talking about expanding March Madness for a while now. I've heard it more and more the past couple years. And every time I heard it, the first thing when you hear about it or see it is just why?
yeah.
Like for what?
I don't think anytime they've expanded the tournament that any like I don't think the majority has been really excited about it. Like I just don't really care to see that. Like I feel the same way about almost every playoff system that's out there. I feel that way about college football. Could have stayed at 4 teams. Honestly, I don't need a 16 team playoff for college football. The NFL should stay at 16 teams or whatever it is for the NFL. I think it's 16 teams for the NFL. Should needs to stay that way. NBA, I don't even really like the playing stuff. I could do without it. Just go back to the regular format.
I think it's 14 NFL because there's the buys in the first round.
Is there? Oh yeah, you're probably right. I just think like like the NFL has it right as far as the kind of they've expanded a little bit, but has it right with the idea of less is more because it leaves you wanting more. I would rather at the end of March Madness be like, man, I wish this could go on longer. But that's because when March comes around, I literally don't do anything besides watch NCAA tournament games. So my whole life is based around that. So when you just keep adding it, sounds great on paper, like, oh, well, there'll be more games to watch. I don't want to watch more games. I want to watch. I want to watch more competitive games. I don't want to watch more games though.
How mad does March have to be? It's
It's
mad
pretty mad.
enough.
It's pretty mad. It's a bad month. My sister's birthday. It's a terrible month.
She listens to this, so I know she's gonna text you about that.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to my sister.
Shout out your sister. I've never met your sister or spoken to her, but shout out her.
Yeah, gets her whole restaurant to listen to it. It's great.
Yeah, if she has a fan. I am a fan of hers as she is a fan of yours.
All right. You want to talk about draft lottery? Or you want me to go off about LSU real quick?
LSU.
All
Because
right.
I'm curious what you got to say, because I don't really have any thoughts on it, but I've been curious to hear what you're going to say about it.
So obviously, on one hand, I'm excited because we just signed basically five pros to play a college game. I think it's five, might be more, but it's not college basketball anymore, and it's honestly the saddest thing I've ever seen because you're not going to see any more. There's especially for college basketball. Like I don't feel like you're going to get any more guys who are like, "Oh, I grew up being a Duke fan, or I grew up being an LSU fan, and this is where I'm going to go to school. I'm going to be there for the next, even if it's 2 years, I'm going to be there for the next 2 years, and then maybe I'll come back and graduate when I'm in the NBA." I don't feel like you're going to see that anymore. You're just going to see like if you're Will Wade, especially, like why not just go plug pros? Like what's stopping you from doing it? There's no rules. So we just don't care anymore. So we're gonna let guys who have played grown men for the last 2 to 3 years play against college kids in some cases. Because like Duke is mainly freshmen. They did get a couple transfers this year. Like what are we doing? We're just gonna let 25-year-olds come in and play. And I know Yaxel is that old and Michigan had all those transfers, but like that's different when you start talking about taking guys from professional leagues.
Yeah. I mean, even just saying the idea out loud is like, what are we doing?
It just sounds stupid, dude. And it's not college basketball. It takes I'm not even one of those people who think like they don't deserve to be paid or anything like that. I just don't think that that's how college basketball should work. It should be 18 to 24 year olds. 24-year-olds. Like I don't understand why we can't keep it in that like 17 to 24. Doesn't really you don't if you're 25, go play overseas. Like tough. I'm sorry you didn't make it. I really am. I probably really liked you. I probably thought you had a legit chance.
Yeah. It's just weird, bro.
Are we gonna, is that how you're ending that one?
I thought about it.
Does LeBron save the day?
Oh, he missed. 20 seconds left. Got to foul Shea.
I don't know if you do.
I'm not fouling him.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Oh, oh, travel.
Definitely wasn't a travel, dude.
You didn't think that was travel?
Reeves had already grabbed him, I think.
We're not gonna get a replay of that. Damn, Braun hooked him too and missed.
Shout out to Braun for driving. Skip Bayless would be kind of proud of him.
Yeah.
He's showing that he's not afraid of the free throw line.
Yeah. Dang.
Still got a chance.
Thunder up two with 12.2 remaining. Shea about to take another free throw to go up three.
Luke Kennard hits a three to tie it.
You call that?
I don't even think he's in the game, so I'm gonna go either Rui or Austin Reeves for three.
If history tells me anything, the play's gonna break down and Marcus Smart's gonna take a terrible shot.
Don't hate on Marcus, man.
I like him. I'm a Marcus guy, but I've seen it. I saw it a lot in
Yeah, that's true.
uniform. So, with what's going on at LSU, are you going to find trouble rooting for them?
It kind of sucks because yeah, on paper we're probably obviously going to be a top 15 team this year. So it'd be nice, especially after the last 4 years of being at the bottom of the SEC. But I don't really think I can root for them. Like I think it's gotten to the point where like I'll go back to just rooting for Gonzaga and Duke and just kind of being those being my teams. And even if LSU wins, cool. But I don't think I'm really going to actively push like I have in the past for them to win games.
You hear that, OKC? That's called morals.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. Ethical Hooper, ethical fan. I
Mm.
just I just can't imagine signing 5 to 6 grown men to play college basketball. And then obviously if LSU wins, just think about this. If LSU wins, is it really winning? Because like you're kind of just playing grown men basketball versus mostly college kid basketball. And then if you lose, you got all these grown ass men who can't beat a bunch of 18 and 21 year olds. Like, what are we doing?
The funniest possible outcome is that LSU sucks.
They go 0-32.
I'm partially rooting for that. And not even just for like my normal like rooting for your downfall because it's funny, just because that in general, just blanket statement, knowing you or not is hilarious.
You absolutely love my downfall.
All right, Austin Reeves, three.
Why?
Ooh,
Why do
that
you
looked
take
good.
it so quickly?
It looked like they were all told to crash, but Caruso was the guy. It was 1v3 for that board, and Caruso came down with it.
I just don't agree with taking it that quickly in the shot clock.
I saw a Lakers fan agree with you. He had his hands up, like, what are we doing? It looked good.
You take it with 5 seconds left though, and
The
you can
most
get a better.
frustrating part of that is letting Caruso get the board.
Yeah, it did look good though. It looked like it. I mean, they don't really have.
They put Kleber out there to get the board. Like the Lakers need a big so bad because that's the guy we know we're gonna crash and need to get an offensive rebound if we miss this quick shot. Let's put Maxi Kleber out there. Like that's not the answer. But I understand he's out there because he can make threes. I understand that. I'm not stupid for anybody who's listening this far into the podcast and about a comment. I understand why he was out there. But having a guy to be able to get an offensive board in a situation like that is very necessary.
Yeah, if you have like a 7'3" guy,
Yeah. Used to wearing the color yellow.
I hate that guy. He's probably going to OKC anyway.
Please God, no. That's I mean, you know they would love to have somebody like Mara because they're gonna be used to going up against the Spurs and need somebody for Wemby. Like
They got
that.
Shet for that. They got Shet for that. And you don't worry about Wemby when you play the Spurs. You worry about Luke Cornett.
All right.
Like you don't worry about Luca or Austin Reeves. You worry about Luke Kennard.
AJ Mitchell going to the line to make it a two
I
possession game.
feel like it's not the guy you want to foul in that situation. Not that they had a choice either.
I'm interested. I'm very excited. He's got 26 points. AJ Mitchell off the bench. We really have an opportunity for James Harden 2.0 here. Like same story, OKC don't have the money to pay, even though the James Harden one, they had the money, they just chose not to.
Yeah, weren't they short like $2 million and all they had to do is like move the contract up or something?
They chose Thabo Cephalosha over
Who
Harden.
would not? That's my guy right there.
You're a
He's-
Cephalosha guy,
oh, dude, in 2K for sure.
3 and D.
Hell yeah, dude. You'd have Cephalosha go off for like 18 points randomly.
And at the time, it wasn't crazy to choose Ibaka over Harden. That wasn't a crazy,
No, it really wasn't.
not at that time. I was there. That wasn't wild. But
Well, who's shocked about the fact that LeBron loses another playoff series?
without Luca
Who's that Luca?
and against the
Man, I wonder if Jordan never sat back and said that. Like, I don't have an entire team of all stars, so I can't win, guys. I absolutely need an entire team of all stars.
He may not have said those words exactly. There's the Marcus Smart three.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, you got your Marcus Smart three.
Damn, swept.
That sucks, dude. I actually am not gonna shit on LeBron, but I feel like he gave it his absolute all this playoffs at 41 years old, and just the amount of teams that he has absolutely dragged to the finals too, that have been basically just like dead carcasses, like the Cavs teams before they had Kyrie and Kevin Love. Like, kind of feel bad for the guy a little bit. Like
He's
he did say he came out, he had a quote, and he said he does, like, he obviously wishes his finals record was better because who wouldn't, but you kind of feel bad for him because it's not. I don't want to say it's not entirely his fault. 11 was his fault.
okay.
That one was his fault. But some of those other ones, you just run into like the San Antonio Spurs, and what are you gonna do really? Especially when you have Delonte West, and I think the Cavs had like Eric Snow still. I don't even remember who was on that team. It was so bad.
They didn't even have Delonte West yet.
That's right, they didn't.
His best player on the team was Z Ogauskas, which
Who
we're
Cooper
pro
Flag doesn't know
Ogauskas.
who he Cooper Flag doesn't know who that is.
Yeah,
Just
we're
about
we're
that.
a pro Ogauskas podcast here, but as your second best guy on a finals team, and the best.
Kind of crazy, dude. It's like having Rex Grossman as your quarterback in the Super Bowl. You know you're about to lose.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
He had Zydrunas Ilgauskas and Larry Hughes, and it was like, all right, you got Tim Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, you got that?
You got three
Oh,
Hall of
and you're
Famers.
22 years old. Don't worry about
Yeah, you got this, man. No stress.
it.
That finals, I'll definitely. I don't really hold that one over his head.
Okay, let's go through it. So '07, you don't
No,
doesn't bother you. Okay. 2011, major bother.
major bother. Probably one of the biggest bothers.
Yeah, big bother.
Big bother for sure.
Wins 12, wins 13, and then 2014. How about that one when they lost to the Spurs on the when they came back and had their run and beat the Heat by like a record margin.
His fault. Yeah, that one bothers me.
Fair. There's no excuse you don't win that one. You can look at it like Bosh and Wade were banged up, but also like you're LeBron James.
That and just like the way he lost, the way he went out, just seems so shitty.
Okay, 2015 when Kevin Love got hurt, Kyrie went out, and his second best player was Dellavedova. And Iguodala won Finals MVP for letting him average like 38, 12, and 9.
Should have scored 40.
Yeah, apparently. Do you
Nah,
hold?
that one I don't. That one probably ranks like as far as his losses. It's probably like 11. Was it 14? Was the next one,
Mhm.
and then that one would probably be like third as far as ones that bother me. A lot of his losses don't really bother me because there's a lot of stuff that is out of his control, kind of thing. Whether it be the injuries, because obviously Kevin Love, Kyrie both get hurt. They probably win that one, maybe if they're both healthy. It's still like a lot of would haves, but you can make an
15 is
argument.
the biggest one because Steph hadn't he was MVP that year, but he hadn't quite figured out how to be world beating yet. He was still kind of like finding his groove. I think that's what gave him the confidence. And Kyrie, before he got hurt, was playing the best defense on Steph one-on-one that we've still like to this day seen. And then he goes out. And that's one of those big what ifs for me, that 2015, because to me, I think that was the Cavs to win without a doubt if both Kevin Love and Kyrie don't go out. It still went to six without them. And just LeBron, Timothy Mozgov, and Matthew Dellavedova, like went to six. And that's when, like, if that doesn't happen, five-time champion, Steph doesn't beat LeBron without KD. There's a lot of moving doors around those injuries.
Yeah, I think if you look back and if Steph never beats LeBron without KD, then I probably look at LeBron a little bit differently. Because then it seems more like, oh, Steph absolutely had to team up with KD in order to beat LeBron, but that's not the case.
Yeah. And you look at Steph differently too. It's like, yeah, but you were never really that guy. You were always just in the ballpark.
Yeah, there's some people who put Steph above LeBron.
People would be wrong.
Yeah, they would be. That one I can't agree with.
Uh, do you hold 17 or 18? The KD
Not,
returns?
no, not really. I've
Especially not
17,
18.
huh?
Especially not 18 once Kyrie's gone and
I'm trying to think who else was on that team.
Love was dealing with injuries,
I
so
was gonna say there's nobody on that team really.
it was J.R.
And
Smith.
18 was that the J.R. Smith moment where he, yeah, I
That
don't,
was game one of the finals in 2018.
nothing he can do.
Yeah.
I don't. There's like, I understand, and I do it a lot with the Jordan comparison, but there's only so much one person can do in a basketball game. Like still a team sport at the end of the day. And I'm not necessarily trying to shit on J.R. Smith, but like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith versus Steph Curry, Draymond, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. Yeah, I mean that's just not fair.
Yeah, that graphic for the NBA Finals is still one of the craziest graphics ever, where it showed KD, Steph, Draymond, Clay, and Iggy, and then it was like LeBron, Dellavedova, Mozgov, Channing Frye, I forget who else.
They should have done the right thing and just left LeBron on there. Like, don't put anybody else. Just leave LeBron.
Yeah. I think Tristan Thompson was on there.
Oh God, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kyle Korver,
Can't say anything bad about him. He played in Atlanta. Great player.
Atlanta icon.
Great player. Probably loves Magic City.
I have a friend who's a major Kyle Korver fan, like just
I
super.
thought you were gonna say I got a friend that's a major Magic City fan. I was gonna be like, all right,
I mean, I don't know, maybe he could be.
good for him. I really, Kyle Korver's such a weird one to be a major fan of. Like, I like Kyle Korver.
He's a big fan.
Hmm, interesting.
Yep. Um, all right. Do we want to go ahead and take a break so we can actually get into draft lottery now? Appreciate the patience from all of our major fans, all thousands of them.
I don't think we should talk about the draft lottery. I think we should wait till the next podcast.
See how long we can string them along.
Hey, look what you did there. Look what
We
you did.
keep our listeners on a string.
Hey, there you go.